What is up to all my fell-handed finessers on a Friday? It is I, the Mexican Burt Reynolds, and today we have a special feature from ChuckyT518. You've seen him before, and today he is in the Z-23, and boy is he going to put in some work. Now, also guys, let me go ahead and take a moment to remind everybody about Monday. Monday is a holiday, but you know what? Here at Fell-Handed Industries, we are going to maintain a 5-day work week schedule. So we will be streaming Monday, and we will have a video at 11. And let me check my schedule because I forgot who's going to be on. It's going to be Hive Hound, a new gentleman here. I'm going to use some of his footage in New Orleans. So make sure to stop by the channel there Monday and wait for that. Also, hope everybody has a very safe weekend. Moving on to the matter at hand here, we're already throwing some torps, and these, you know, these are the probing to whom it may concern torps. These aren't necessarily, you know, by design. These are more along the lines of area denial. And, you know, if you're not doing this as a destroyer operator, you totally should be, because it's not necessarily life-altering, and you're not really going to be in a good zone to get shots off the jump. Speaking of shots, we are already engaged. We are spotted. I am told the camo is not super amazing on this, but you know, you also kind of have to be cautious, because when you come out here to these spawns, there's always going to be DDs out here, and you kind of have to stay on your toes here. Taking some shots here, but you know what? We're giving as good as we're getting. We are in a cloud. The gentleman's still firing at us. We have a wave of torps coming inbound. This is not a good look for us here. Hopefully, oh man, we are lucky enough that he fired them wide. And this, folks, is the definition of why you don't fire your torps wide. Not that I wanted our man here to lose, but I'm just saying, you know, this is an educational type situation. You do always want to fire your torps narrow, unless somebody is extremely close. But then, I even recommend narrow. Moving on. It's doing some good work here in the cloud, spamming some HE at some folks, some high X. We're getting some defended ribbons. Things are moving along nicely. 4,300 damage. I mean, you know, we haven't really gotten into hitting a bunch of torps yet, but you know what? It will happen. Just be patient. Making a lot of stuff happen here. Essentially, you know, being a good cause of area denial, even for the other DDs, because, you know, that other gentleman shot his torps. So that means we know that we're not going to get spam torps anytime soon, at least from that gentleman. We throw torps at this gentleman right here. He has us on some hydrosonic, I believe. Either way, we are leaving this situation. We're going to go ahead and fall back behind this island, get us some good solid cover between us and that fellow over there. Need to kind of be cautious. Still early in the game. Bam! That is amazing. Torp hit. Took that gentleman out. Very well done. And so, you know, that's one piece of the puzzle. Going to the top of the map, it's 1v1 down. So, you know, each side is pushing 8 now. So, you know, still anything can happen early in the game. 12,350 damage. Chucky's coming about here. Going to get over here, get these tubes reloaded, and engage some new targets. And that's the thing, you know, like I was saying previously in my other DD videos, you know, it's always good to go for folks who are already engaged. Now, granted, as far as, you know, you're looking at another DD hunter that's not a cruiser, that would obviously be the Z-23, or in fact the Fletcher, because just simply because it has such a blistering rate of fire. That being said, though, you know, DD hunters typically, if they go specifically looking for DDs, well, the bad news is often they find them, you know, and end up getting torped or something. So we kind of need to go out here and play our cards very close to the chest. We don't necessarily want to give away our direction, or, you know, who knows, we may take one of those random torps you always see hit. Going back to the top of the leaderboard there, folks, 3 down for us, 2 down for the bad guys. The bad guys are pulling ahead there ever so slightly as far as the teams go. We are kind of loitering, lining up some shots here, getting in a position where we can really do some damage. Put the screws to them, so to speak. Put them in the Cobra clutch. We can't really push up too far, just simply because, you know, there's a chance you know, we're going to get spotted. This is kind of the point where, you know, we've been beat up a little bit before, and we need to kind of drop down off the radar, go undetected, start stealth torping some folks there. Alright, looks like Chuck just dropped the kids off at the pool there. They're on the way. He's bringing her about, and hopefully, if this all goes well, we can start looking for some more targets. It looks like this gentleman is going to definitely have some fish for dinner. Amazing, amazing spread there. Just absolutely drug this gentleman over the coals. He is not a fan. We are detected. Up to 43,000 damage. You know, it's too bad this gentleman used his repair kit, or else he would be, you know, at the bottom of the channel by now. Looks like we hit another torp with someone else. 53k now. Amazing, amazing torp run. I mean, you're talking about going out there, firing a spread, and everybody gets served. You know, it's amazing. I love it. I love it so much. 53k there. Top of the leaderboard. Looks like we're pulling ahead now. 3 down for the friendlies, 4 down for the bad guys. So it is a 6v5 type situation. So not enough to possibly get some real leverage in, but at the same time we're working on it. It is a work in progress. We have a gentleman right around this corner here. I can possibly see in the near future this gentleman taking some torps. And as a battleship, guys, you have to understand that if you go at a medium pace and you decide to throttle up, it would take longer to come to a complete stop than throttle up. So that's why, you know, I end up telling the battleship guys, you know, go half speed. If you see torps, throttle up. Throttle up in turn is better than trying to slow down in turn, because you're not going to slow that much steel down in a timely fashion. We are detected by planes here. Not a good look. His plane just went in, so possibly if we can get some torps downrange, he will not get that little edge of that little additional sliver of time. Guy's kind of freaking out a little bit. He is throwing that rudder over for all he is worth. He's bow tanking us right now. This is not a good look. If we throw torps, I'm afraid he will split them. Chucky knows that. He is going in here, and it looks like the guy is kind of running away, which is a wise decision. And let me tell you why. Because when you pull up the firing solution, it shows the enemy ship being, I don't know, 22 clicks down the road. So depending on how fast he is and how far ahead of you he is, he can really, you know, put some distance in between you and he. We've fired one set of torps there off to the left, fired another one behind them. Gentlemen still on the scope. We're currently undetected. We just got spotted, and we're going to go ahead and lay some hatred into him here. See if we can get him to use that repair kit. We can get him to use that repair kit, we're going to be in big business, because you know what? He's got torps coming. If he catches a torp and we can get him to permaflood, then he's really going to take some damage. Permafloods are very, very difficult to pull out of, Waka, simply because, you know, you get in there and you get in this habit of taking so much damage, and if it's late game and you've already used your repair kit and your armor kits and your health pool regen kits and all that, then you may really be in fact in trouble. Going back to the top of the leaderboard here, not a whole lot of change. Not a lot going on here, but you know what? We've still got a lot of HP we can go out here and farm, folks, and we're starting to, you know, finish up on our torp reload right here. Spotted again. Immediately throw some smoke down. Very, very wise decision. Now we can kind of run the guns here, empty the tubes again, run the guns, and see if we can't possibly scrape up a little bit more damage, because you know, 54k is good, but we don't want good, we want better. So we're going to pull out a little bit till we get him spotted. We're going to throw some torps here, and then possibly just post that back in our smoke and go ahead and run the guns on this gentleman right here. It looks like he is, gosh, I don't know what he's doing. Either way, we are going to throw rounds at him. That's fine by us. We've got fish in the water there. A nice spread here by Chucky. It looks like it's going to happen. Oh my goodness, he just set on fire and he put his fire out. If this guy gets torped, he is in trouble, folks. He is going to be perma-flooded. He is really going to be in trouble if he gets hit by a torp. You know, So hopefully, we can pull for that. I think it's going to happen. He takes one right there. And let's watch the numbers go up. 70K and climbing. We are going to take this poor gentleman for all it's worth. Experienced DD player is what we're watching here, folks. We could all stand to learn a lot from this gentleman. He is really knowing how to squeeze every little bit last damage out of those torpedoes. Spotted immediately. Not a good look for us here. We have a gentleman who was creeping on us, so luckily we kind of stepped out at that time. We are stern tanking him. We're going stern out, and what that means is that when the guy fires at us, all we have to do is just wiggle a little bit till we break contact. It is a common DD tactic, and it works like a charm. Simply because it's very, very difficult to hit something traveling away from you that's a small profile like that, especially if he's, shucking and jiving and wiggling back and forth. You may catch some, but it will be very difficult to destroy the enemy there. Not saying it's impossible, it'll just be difficult. This gentleman's pacing us. Shablamo, that guy flooded out. He took an additional 31,000 damage by flooding out. And guys, if you can get somebody perma-flooding and on perma-fire, now we're talking. Now we're in business. Chucky is tired. He grows weary of this gentleman's advances, and I don't blame you. I'm tired of them already. He decides to send him a parting gift there. Hopefully we can make it happen. Hopefully it'll connect. We are Oscar Mike out of here just as fast as we can get our screws to carry us. Wondering, kind of very curious if that's going to connect. We did manage to get some good solid connection right there. Firing a spread at that whole group was just a good move. Simply just to get them off of us. That's all we want. We want them to get off of us so we can kind of, leave this situation expeditiously, if you will. Torps didn't really, shut anybody down like we were hoping they would, and that's fine. Oh, well, maybe I spoke too soon. This gentleman is going to have fish for dinner. Boom, we've got high caliber. We're up to 127,000 damage. This gentleman is low on health. Chuckster is coming around. He's bringing us hard left, full left rudder, and he says, you know what? I am tired of your mess. And you and I, are going to have a chat face to face, and I'm going to drop off a crime scene. And we've got a good torp spread right here. He fired one with about 7 seconds delay, and now we're cutting back out again, doing that same old thing we were doing before. Now, the only downside I see to this is if this gentleman, he turns hard to chase us instead of going along his predetermined path and misses the torps. So, it's all up to RNG and the gentleman right there. I can't really tell if he's going to take it or not. It could be anybody's game. We managed to get the kill. Fantastic. Not a lot of meat on that bone there, so to speak. Waka. 142,000 damage. Going to the top of the leaderboard there. It's only one little old red left, and let me tell you, the story is not going to end in a positive light for this gentleman. We are closing on him at a high rate of speed. We have another friendly who we don't necessarily want to count on, but at this point, guys, in game like this, it is all about going out there and snatching up damage, and that's exactly what we're going to try to do. We're going to go out there and try to steal all the damage away that we feasibly can. We've got torps ready. I'm kind of wondering if he's going to wait till this gentleman shows up. Yes, he is. I was kind of thinking he may just blind torp that corner, which is a good look. But this late in the game, we don't necessarily want to be wasting torps, simply because we've got a clock up there, folks. We have to be very, very cautious with our torps because we know we're not going to get another reload. Hopefully, they're going to be fast enough. We are very, very close now. We're spotted. He goes ahead and throws a set, stacks one right behind that. Both on the same counter there. Not really sure if they're going to make it there in time. Who knows? They might. We are getting the crap shot out of us. This is not a good look. Although, it may be a worse look for this gentleman right here. It looks like, yes, he's taking some fish. He's having some fish for dinner. He is getting a crime scene dropped off on him right now. 153K climbing. It looks like he has got a... It looks like he's permaflooding. Fantastic! Amazing, amazing game. I loved it. I loved it so much. Amazing game. I mean, that is a ton of damage. 156,000 damage, high caliber, 446,000 silver. Guys, I hope you'll enjoy. Have a safe weekend. See you next time.